The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was a game changer, just as much as its two predecessors were, starting with 1987's The Legend of Zelda and 1988's Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. Whether that be the necessity of making precise maps of the dungeons of Hyrule in the first game, or coming to terms with the side-scrolling aspects of The Adventures of Link, each Zelda title has managed to successfully bring something new and magical to the table, which is why it will always be one of my favorite series. I believe nothing gaming-related will ever beat my memories of playing A Link to the Past. I was a fan of early adventure games and role-playing titles on my beloved Commodore 64, such as Ultima and The Bard's Tale. So the Zelda games hooked me hard, and thankfully they had the same effect on my grandmother, who had always been a big kid at heart. So beginning with the Atari VCS and right up until Nintendo's release of GameCube, there were countless days where we sat in the middle of the living room floor, too close to the TV, visiting places like Hyrule together. With A Link to the Past, we found ourselves contending with the expanded functions of the controller as well as the new elements of the game itself, such as the dashing attack of the Pegasus boots or the spin attack, not to mention wrapping our heads around the idea of switching between the light and dark worlds. Areas closed off and one might be open in the other. The game had delightfully devious puzzles that required a lot of note-taking and sharing of information, a must back in 1992 when the internet wasn't readily available. From my early days of adventure gaming, including the Zelda series, my grandmother sort of became the unofficial cartographer of our duo. She recorded every bit of dialogue that seemed to be of interest in a notebook, which of course also contained our detailed maps. We worked on A Link to the Past in shifts. She had her own game save that she would play when I would go home, making sure to update the notebook if she discovered something I might have missed. When I finally defeated Ganon, it truly was a family effort, which for me is one of the reasons that after 25 years, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past remains a high point of gaming.